Hello, my little YouTube friends. Welcome to hashtag Flip Through Friday. I'm going to start with a long shot and then I'll move in because I wanted to show you all of my book, and it's so big that it doesn't all fit when I move in. So I'll move in and do it closer page by page, but I wanted to show you. This is my first book that I actually built. You know, I've been doing altered books up until now with my flip throughs. And then I decided to attempt to make my own because I found these. I have a whole stack of these real leather covers that are just the covers. They didn't have a spine or anything. They were just this worn, wonderful covers. And I wanted to make this one very rustic. This one I didn't really want to do much art in. I wanted this to be a reflection of just my beautiful old things that I have found. This is an old leather jacket that I ripped apart and made the cover out of. So now I think what I will do is move you in. Now this cover is removable. I just made it. That's my spine. So this is just literally a jacket. This is the actual spine of my book. I made with an old wool sweater that I had a hard time getting rid of. And a stick that I found in Beaver Lake in Arkansas. And so I made that my spine. Now we'll move in and I'll do a page by page. So remember, this is mainly to pay homage to things that are old that I just enjoy. A lot of it is from my family and some of it is not. This is a piece of homemade paper that I made, and I just put some of that mesh tape for drywall on it. And some cheesecloth, it looks like. And then I just did some embroidery flowers on it. Things in here brought me great joy. This is real stain. This is not from me. Loved it. War ration book from my father-in-law's dad. Back in I don't know what the year was. So this page here I did do a little bit on. This is Twinkie, Milk Dud, Stormy, and Milky Way, my goats. You know, the story about them. But that's a little page to bring memory to them. Old pages. Some of them I did play on, but for the most part it's just old. Just writing. This is an old creamery book, 1925. This is in our state, Abilene, Kansas. This is the Eisenhower home. I just found it in some of my parents' old pictures and thought it looked cool. This is a picture of my mom sitting on my granny's front porch just before my dad went to war. They were staying with my granny because she was going to move down to Louisiana where my dad was in boot camp and wait for him there till he arrived home from the Korean War. This here just says 1943. I thought that was cool. This is 68. It's just an old, receipt paper that I thought was cool. Just pages that I loved went in here. This is an old, this must have been my granny's. I don't know what it was for. Raisin Banana Drops. Because my granny had Parkinson's, and her handwriting was very shaky, and I can tell that she wrote that. So I have that in there. This is one of those old airmail envelopes that I've got more, you know, those stamp books you get. I don't know that it has, there's a few. That's my mom's name. She must have collected stamps because this is her Quincy, Illinois address, and she was still in high school there, so she must have been savings bond stamps. Okay. I have not seen this in so long. I'll just put that back in later. $1943. I saw somebody do this. It might have been Joey DeFee, where she just makes squares, swatches of her watercolor, and I just thought it was beautiful, so I attempted that and put it in here. This is a picture of Anne. She's related to my dad on a horse. I found in their stuff. Don't be like the rest of them, darling, I said. 1934. Dear Sis. It has some writing of a handwriting letter on there. Just playing around on this paper. Sometimes, you know, you just do a jelly plate or something and it just brings you joy, and so you just got to keep it. That's what that is. What's this card here? A little pocket. I'm going to read it to you. I don't know what it says, but I'm going to be open. I will not be another weed in a world so in need of flowers. My mom always told people when I was younger. Amy's an odd sort, she called me. I conformed to how she wanted me until I got older and realized life is too short not to be me. I enjoy my odd self, and so does God. Psalm 139 says, I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows right well. So I embrace my odd sortness. For a long time it bothered me, and it made me very shy around people because I didn't want them to see the odd sort that my mom thought I was. But no longer. I am embracing my weirdness now. I want to sing like the birds sing, not worrying about who hears or what they think. This is my dad, Charlie Long. That's him. Oh, this darn, I can't get very close to this tripod. That's him on his trusty steed rock. I thought my dad was John Wayne. I mean, my dad could do no wrong in my eyes. I'm not going to read this. This is a personal letter to my kids if they find it. I thought this was the most precious little card, so I made a tag out of it. Isn't that adorable? A fairy jumping over that candle. This was one of my first eco prints. I was so very proud that I did it, so I put that in there. Some children are wiser than adults. And I have this little child doll. One of my hankies. I love hankies, and when they rot, I usually try to work them into my art journals. I think I did this page on a video years ago. Another little note I have in here. When storms come your way, just remember, you know the master of the wind. When sickness finds you, remind yourself, you know the great physician. When your heart gets broken, just say, I know the potter. It doesn't matter what we face or go through. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. He is everything we need. Amen. When I first got into slow stitching, this was one of my favorite dresses. It finally, I'd worn it so much it just kind of got rotten. So I stuck a piece of it in here. 1937. This is just a, this is a tidbit out of my mom's art journal. It says, Monday, Shane Crable is here visiting Jerry and Forsyth. He came over here and spent the day fishing with Amy. She's been on a cloud 9. I talked with June this afternoon for almost 3 hours. Anyway, Shane Crable was my best buddy in Branson, and then he moved to Kansas first, and I missed him so, and he came to spend some time with his grandparents, and we got to be together again. So that I was on cloud 9. Some more of my Eco Dye paper. I love fairies. So there's a fairy on there. And of course, you know I love birdies. And I practiced with this one, I think, dropping... I probably used marker on this. But I'm not very good at using marker or watercolor on black and whites. But I love the look so. This is another 1944. A letter to Sis. I don't know from who, but it was in my mom's stuff. He was wanting his sister to send him some gum. I thought that was sweet. He often wrote to her and asked for gum in the mail. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25. I don't know what it is about the Catholic art, but I just think it's beautiful. I'm not Catholic, but I do love their art, so I like to, you know, display it. This is written in, I don't know what, Israeli something. Oh, I need to put a little tag in there. The other side, my little slow stitching. I wish you could see these better. I so love these pages. 1945, 1968, my father-in-law's dad. Another entry from my mom's journal. Tiny little, some of hers. Look, this is Tuesday, August 15th. Elvis Presley died today. And they think of a heart attack, blah, 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 blah. She dances to the song of her in her head, speaks with the rhythm of her here, speaks with the rhythm of her here, and loves from the depths of her soul. What do you think that really says? She dances to the songs in her head, got it, speaks with the rhythm of her. I don't know why I put that. And loves from the depths of her soul. This was the inside of a book, and sometimes I love those cover pages. This is a letter, but I don't understand how they sent these. It's like they take a photocopy of the letter and send it. Maybe that's a telegram. I don't know how they did those, but I thought that was interesting. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on, one shoe off, the other shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my friend John. Okay, it says Lisa Goddard's scavenger hunt. Oh, I must have done one of her scavenger hunts. And this is what I did. The 4 items were a postmark stamp, a magazine paper, numbers, and handwriting. So this is my handwriting. Postage stamp. I'm not seeing that. Are you? Oh, it's down here. Numbers. There's the number 5. Magazine paper. and handwriting. Okay, we got it. So there, I did a scavenger hunt. How fun was that? Ledger paper. Oh, I love it. Love, love, love old papers. This is an old Christian hymn out of a little hymn book, which I thought was adorable. This came off of an old card. A little pocket. I need to put something in there. Another one of my mom's journal entries. Didn't have to work today. Amy didn't have school. Charlie did have and took the car because he has no vehicle. Very nice day. Weather was warm. Amy and I were watching the PTO Club. Anyway. Amy, yeah. Another handwritten, 1938. This is one of those old things of postcards, which was still intact, so I just thought the pictures were pretty. Just put it in there. Another one of those jelly plates that you love. My goodness. I need to get some tags in here, people. What am I doing? This isn't done, is it? I could put other things in here. I got several pages that could be done in here. Some old stuff glued on it. Birdie. It's a magazine. I mean, not magazine. Napkin, and then I just splattered. Oh, this beautiful pen and ink of a hen and her babies. Oh, I miss my chickens. Very dainty. Dear Sis, again, whoever this is, I wish I knew. But he keeps writing to his sister. Very fragile paper. Yeah, I've just got several pages in here that I haven't got old papers glued onto yet, so I'll need to remember that I can do that. And pockets to fill. Gee, manity, you guys. I didn't realize I hadn't finished this. Well, there's always room to grow, right? Amy Long and her dog, Poocher, 9 years old. I know exactly. I used to think I was Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn, and I loved playing on our farm and pretending. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will. Like it. And I am almost to the end. I've got we got some journaling to do in here, but you know what? It's going to have to be very flat because this book is full. More birdies. Oh. This was just a very brittle choir book and hymnal, and I went over it. I glued it on some deli sheet, and then I went over it with Mod Podge, hoping I could preserve it. And of course, I love morel mushrooms. This handwriting was inside of a book. I just loved it. 1926. I didn't have the heart to go over it. Another pen and ink. I love these old pen and ink photos. Love, love the detail in them. I know how pen and ink is done, so I appreciate somebody has gone to great amount of work to make them. More birdies. The end. There you have it. My very fat first hand-built journal. Thank you guys for joining me for a Friday flip through. I'm excited. This weekend is supposed to be very nice out, so I plan on being out in my art studio, and I can't wait to show you what I've been up to creating. I've been watching different people on the YouTube and creating along with them, and I can't wait to show you what I've been doing. Nothing big, just excited to show you. Have a great Friday, and if you want to join in, this is a collaboration done by Christina's Shack, and if you want to see what everybody else is doing on Flip Through Fridays, just punch in hashtag Flip Through Friday, all one word, in your search, and it should pull up the different people who have linked it. So enjoy seeing everybody's flip throughs. Have a great Friday. Bye-bye from Birdie.